Have you heard anything negative about yourself?
There are. So, a lot of people will say something. I will hear and I'll ask myself, is it me that these people said this thing about or so?
Habila Daniel Diko, thanks for hosting us in your office for your own live podcast session. You have been man of the people, you work with the people, and you work almost in, let me say, quite a number of different sectors. Well, we would like you to tell us, take us to the journey of your life, cut across political aspects, cut across humanitarian aspects, cut across religion aspects of your life that you would like to share with the general public.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. John. Like you earlier mentioned, my name is Habila Daniel Diko. I'm a Bagi man from Diko, in Burawa local government of Niger State. I was born in Zaria, in Kaduna State, but my parents moved the staff of ABU Zaria. And so when the Federal University of Technology here in Mina got established, they had a transfer of service and they came back to the Federal University of Technology in Mina. So I started my primary education, my nursery primary education here in Mina, and then I got a scholarship to do my secondary education in Cross River State. So I attended St. Patrick's College, Sparkle, in Calabar. And then after that, I had a national diploma in Real Estate Management from the Niger State Polytechnic, Zinduru. And after that, I had some certifications, many courses. The certificate in disaster risk management and reduction, executive diploma in disaster management, psychotrauma healing. I attended a school, the Institute of Fundraising in the UK, London, which I studied community fundraising. And also I ran a program, a BSc program, political science, from the National Open University of Nigeria. I had many other small courses, I had risk reduction, many other resilience, many trainings, because of my field, working in the NGO space. After my national diploma in 2002, I secured employment with the Niger State government. So I started working with the Niger State government with the Ministry of Works. So I was with the Ministry of Works and for 8 years, and I was redeployed to the Niger State Roads Maintenance Agency, and I was there for I think another 8 years. So all in all, I served for almost 15 years with the Niger State government, and I resigned in 2018. Part of why I resigned was two. Okay. Number one, I resigned because I was not finding fulfillment in what I was doing. Sincerely speaking, because the pattern I grew up in seeing parents who were federal government staff. and how they are permitted to walk, very early they walk. I got to this side and I saw that I was the only one faithful except our guys at the top. But all junior staffs and some you will never know their staff until when they are screaming. After like almost a year, so their village is being family, and then they are staff of the ministry. And so I started also. I'll come Monday, I'll skip Tuesday, I'll come Wednesday, I'll skip Thursday, and then I'll be there Friday. And then most of this time, we spend 1 hour, 2 hours, you're off. It's kind of making you become lazy. I became lazy. I was not, active, that brain wasn't active, if not for the religious activities, the church programs and so on that I was doing. So that was a major thing. And secondly, I wanted to get myself involved in things where I could think well, I could act well, I could, so I thought of politics also. So in 2018 also, I attempted to contest for member House of Reps. Exactly. So what later happened? But I was shocked actually when I entered the political space. It was something else. Something else in the sense that the game seemed not to be favorable for those who do not have money. Exactly. Didn't have that money to begin to buy gold, to begin to buy electronics, and so on. So every day I come back from work or so, and then I get invitation cards piled up, chairman to the one, chairman, chief launcher, and so on. So people begin to have this mentality that is that I've spending money somewhere, I've come to share. And it was a terrible experience for me. So it got to where I had to now start selling, and I told myself, nobody advised myself. Because I lost my dad when I was barely 18. So I struggled to get the little things I have now. So for me to start selling them, I know how I struggled to get some of these things. I told myself, stop. And that was how I stopped, but sincerely I kept supporting and supporting. Like you mentioned, I saw myself going into the humanitarian. Sorry, before we get to the humanitarian aspect of your life, let's dissect a little bit on the political aspect of it. Because as at the time you announced that you're coming, what position? I can't remember. Federal member, House of Reps. House of Reps, exactly. We were able to pull out the number of support because we are seeing the response from the social media, and I mean, every other politician would like to have the kind of response you're able to get. Yeah. So now, later you decline your interest. What was the response from your supporters? Did they feel disappointed? They felt bad. Okay. Because sincerely speaking, I never paid for one poster. I never paid for any stickers. All were friends and well-wishers. People have started spending. Supporters were already spending. And then what I did wrong actually was that I didn't consult my supporters to tell them I wanted to step aside. But the joyful part is that my supporters know that nobody bought me over. They know that nobody bought me over to say step down for me and pay you. They know that nothing of such happened. So I just went back and then started giving political support to other people who God has helped at this time. Financially buried. Yeah. So do you see yourself coming back in the future? God helping me. Everything is in the hand of God. But sincerely speaking, I want to see myself in the political space in maybe start time. But I owe everything to God. And give everything to God, but sincerely speaking, if I have the opportunity, I will sincerely love to come and do my quarter, to change some little narratives about what is happening, about what politics, democracy, government of the people, by the people, and for the people. That the people is the center. But most people, their political offices, they miss, you don't see them again until after some years before you see them coming to ask for votes again from people. So that's a major. So I want to stay with the people, do the best that I can for the people, to develop the people.
in 2023 governorship election in Niger State, the posters were flying, people were suggesting we should be deputy governor. You said that?
Yeah, I did.
So what was your reaction?
Well, the first thing was I was excited because people have been able to notice me, my value, and then people know that yes, this guy exists and this guy is able and capable of this assignment. I felt good about that. But you need to have, in quote, sometimes have a godfather, have somebody who will hold your hand, or somebody who will give you a push. That I didn't actually get. So that was why I had to stay back. But I got two other political parties who came seeking me seriously. The NPP, the ABGA, seriously to be their deputy. If I check a day in my office, if I check my tables very well, I'll find the form the ABGA gave me. That was the deputy government. He said, if I change my mind every time, I should do it before. But sincerely speaking, I knew from the beginning that no, they won't go anywhere. So intentionally, if I had gotten for either PDP or APC, I would have been fine. Yeah.
So you are sincere to yourself?
Very, 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 very well to myself.
Okay. Yeah. So now let's go to the even though if I remember anything for the political aspect, we will come back to this. So let's suspend this for now and let's go into the world of the humanitarian aspect of it. So how do you get into the humanitarian work?
My journey started, my humanitarian journey started in 2003.
Okay.
That is 20 years ago now. 2003. I was, as you can see here, I became a volunteer of the Leprosy Mission in 2003. Okay. That was when the volunteer group of the Leprosy Mission Nigeria was introduced. And about 4 of us here, or 5, became the pioneer volunteers. I was among the pioneer volunteers. There were 5 of us, among all these awardees. So this year, January, during the World Leprosy Day, we were given an award for those who are pioneer volunteers. So my journey in the humanitarian space started 20 years ago, 2003 actually, becoming a volunteer of the Leprosy Mission Nigeria. Later in the years, I became the chairman of the volunteer group of the Leprosy Mission. And I was chairman for about 8 years. I was re-elected again. I did another 2 years. I was invited by the national director of the Leprosy Mission Nigeria. And he said to me, Habila, from to now, no more elections. We will just be doing elections for the position of the secretary. But for the chairman, no more elections. We became permanent chairman. So permanent election. Because the group brought stability. The group brought stability. Even people many were volunteers, potential member who could also become chairman. Every one of them said, please just go ahead. Just go ahead. Because I brought in some innovations, I brought in a lot of things. People see me and they say, this is a staff. But I wasn't a staff. I was a volunteer. I was traveling to do advocacy for persons and communities affected by leprosy, speaking for the Leprosy Mission, for volunteers, and so on. So I actually started like that until 5 years back. I now joined the Leprosy Mission as a staff, not as a volunteer now, as a staff. But I am a staff. The volunteers are under my office, exactly, and I still remain the chairman. I still remain the chairman of the volunteers and then the staff. So far that's what I do. So what I do is I am community relations officer. I raise funds. Actually, that's the basic thing I do. I raise funds to support the work of the Leprosy Mission. So I raise money. I am a community fundraiser, just like I said that I attended a course in the UK regarding community fundraising. So I raise funds from resources from churches and from individuals. That is what I do. We have other community relations officer who are in charge of corporate and so on, but I am focused on individuals and churches to raise resources. Resources could be financial resources, material resources, and so on. That's what basically I do.
One of your sensitization or campaign video with leprosy mission was played at Hallelujah Challenge program.
Oh, I didn't see it, but a lot of people don't know about it.
So how do you feel when you heard about it?
Yeah, I felt good, and that what we are doing in our little space here is being seen all over the world. I felt great about that because that spoke about us and what we do. And then seeing me at the center of the work also made me look at God and say, God is great. But who am I? From where? You know, you all know how we started here in our local space in Mina. But God raising us to that level, to that limelight, I felt very good.
Okay, fine. So, well, even though we don't have much time, but you're going to summarize this for us. You have been a pioneer of Singles Forum for a very long time, if I may say.
Yeah.
And you've held quite a number of positions in the Youth Fellowship of EQUA
And can.
Yeah. To the EQUA delegates.
Yeah.
So can you now take us from the Single Forum now dive down to the church position you held?
All right. I am the convener of Believers Singles Forum, which is based in Mina, Niger State, but I travel. I get a lot of invitations. And then last year, I started to do a certain initiative because I discovered that a lot of singles, the way they behave, it's like their brain needs to be reset. So I started because you know what you do. Yeah, it's your brain on break. Yeah. You know, so I started that, and the concept of that is also to talk about singles. I wrote 2 books to guide singles regarding relationship. There is the 222 secrets singles must know before dating, courtship, and marriage. And then the latest one is your brain on break. So then it addresses 12 foolish things singles do in relationship that destroys their lives and their relationship. So that's what we talked about in that book. I've been a leader. I wrote a book, the pressing leadership, pressing the right buttons. And in the introduction of that book, I mentioned how I started leading when I was even in the nursery school, primary school. I was leading what the wrong negative leadership because I was leading the bad boys of my school. But you know, God picks us from play and then purify us and make us useful. So that's actually my story. When I was done with my secondary education, I was elected to be the youth leader of EQUA number 3 in Boso in Niger State. So I led as the youth leader. I finished my tenure as youth leader, and then from there I was elected again at the local church council level, the whole of Mina metropolis. I led, and then before I finished my tenure, 6-year tenure, I was elected at the district level, covering almost Niger, the whole of Niger. You know, so I was the DYC, we call it DYC, District Youth Council Chairman. And then I got elected as the Chairman of the Youth Wing of CAN. After being secretary, the state secretary for 3 years, I got elected as the Chairman of the Youth Wing of CAN, Niger State. While I was the Chairman, barely a year, I got elected as the Vice Chairman of the Youth Wing of CAN, 19 northern states, and FCT, and the FCT. Yeah, so I held those positions They helped me, and I ended my tenure. So while I was about to wrap up my tenure as youth leader of ECWA, I was elected as the delegate of ECWA in a district church council, not the youth now, but the district itself, representing the members of ECWA in the district to the general church council. So I was a member of the general church council for 2 terms. And while I was wrapping up that tenure, I was appointed also, and currently is the director planning, research and strategy for CAN Niger State. That is the position that I hold now. There are many organizations that I also hold their leadership. For instance, like the Initiative for a Better and Brighter Nigeria, IBBN. Just last month, I was inaugurated in the Ebony Towers by Prophet Isa Buba as the coordinator for Niger State, and many other organizations. God is helping us to rally. Yeah.
Congratulations. I can say congratulations anyway.
Thank you very much.
Some people leading the youth is one of the most difficult tasks you can give them to accept.
Yeah.
So that I can see to you, it becomes somehow easier and acceptable by you and also the youth. There is this connection.
Yeah.
I don't know how do you manage to do it, because sometimes I see you supporting the little some youth do, align yourself with the youth. Whenever they are doing something, you attend, encourage them, and they are really close to your age. But you still handle yourself, connect with them, and support them in their activities. Sometimes, in most cases, you reduce your age and your capacity, your positions, and align yourself with them. And also, sometimes I even see you doing exercise with the youth that some of them are not even up to your younger brother's age. But you still do exercise with them and align. How do you manage to? Because I believe some people try to not allow themselves.
Sure. I don't joke with relationships. I don't joke with relationships at all. Because the cleaner today you see in your office, the little gate man you see today, the little guy you see today by the roadside, you don't know where the person will become tomorrow. So most times I respect and honor those I see behind me rather than those ahead of me. Because you've seen those ones, they are really great. But these ones behind you, you don't know where God is taking them to. So I have this notion that let me sow into the lives of people. Let me sow into the lives of people, because you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring up. There are people in my life that were supposed to support me when I was coming up, especially when I lost my dad. I was struggling. There are people who were supposed to support me, and I know that they had means of supporting me, but they didn't support me, because sometimes if I do, what will I get to? But no, they want to come close to me. They're struggling to come close to me. So I don't want to make such kind of mistakes. So the Bible says, sow. Just sow your seed in the morning, sow. In the afternoon, sow. You don't know which one you are going to reap for tomorrow. And then anything you do today, you are sowing a seed for your children. Come and reap tomorrow. So I have a lot of concepts in my head that makes me to do this. And I said in one of the quotes, you see my office is filled up with a lot of quotes. When the one by this side is saying, rich people know they help people. Now good people will help people. So I know that I'm a good person. I'm just noticing. Yes, so I support because I know I'm good. Not that I have. I'm still struggling, and the Lord is helping me. The little I have, I'm happy to extend a hand to people who are coming up behind me. Yeah.
Well, we've heard a lot. So now, are you aware you are a well-known person here in Muna?
Yes, I am. I know. I know.
And you know, well-known people end up with controversy, gossip. Have you heard anything negative about yourself?
There are. So, a lot of people will say something. I will hear and I'll ask myself, is it me that these people said this thing about or so? She can take that, magnify it, and say, the guy is posting me, the guy wants me, the guy, in fact, she can take that as a screensaver and go to show, he chatted me, he said I'm beautiful, he said a lot of things, and before you know it goes out, this guy is good, and many things like that, a lot of things you hear, and then if God blesses us today, some will say, this is the work that we see them doing. This some of these humanitarian works that they are doing. In fact, they are short-changing the people and they are getting money from them. Yesterday, I woke up in the mind of persons affected by leprosy who are still on admission in the hospital, the leprosy hospital in Chachada. I left home yesterday and I went there. I shared money to all of them that I saw yesterday. I've never told my wife, I never told anybody from my pocket. From my pocket. Everybody I went and I shall not share into the other. And when I shared money to them and they prayed for me, I feel very good about that. So a lot of people will think different things, say different things. But one thing I notice is two. If you see children or people stone at a mango tree, there are some ripe mangoes, correct? There are some good things there. That's why we stone at you. Even if you are business, you don't have any value, nobody cares about it, not even about you. And the second one is that if you are on a journey or you are walking and you see dogs barking at you and you turn back, you throw stones at them, you challenge them, sir, you will be delayed in getting to your destination. If you are not maybe distracted, if you are not careful, you might not even get to your destination. So most times when you see dogs barking at you, please just move on with your life. So that's what I do.
So is there any other message, because we've come to the end of this session?
Yeah.
So is there any other message that you think you want to share with the general public?
Well, what I want to say is, like for instance, the social media is a very important platform, but a lot of people have used it negatively, and it has cost some people their lives, especially when it comes to business and relationship. It has cost people their lives. So I want to speak on these two aspects. Number one, be careful with people who you meet on social media, and even they are even inviting you over to come. A lot of fake things are happening on social media. A lot of wickedness are happening because you met somebody on social media. So please be careful. You have a lot of people around you. You can't find a relationship there. You are going to find it on the internet. Number two is that there are people who have met on social media, positive people, and that have impacted, and they have impacted into my life. I've gotten invitations to come and speak as a guest speaker, guest teacher in programs in Abuja and other places, because the person we just met via social media. So you use that. A lot of people burn data and they're chatting and so. There are monies also, businesses, a lot of opportunities that you can find on that space. So we should stop the issue of begging. Some will just be there, see, I am an orphan, I am this, so I need money for this, I need it. That's all that we are asking for. You're not asking for somebody's idea. So I see you doing this. How can you help me? And also, I want to be like you. And sir, how can you mentor me? How can you guide me? So that a lot of people don't want that. They just want money. Just give me money. If you give me free money, if you give somebody who is not having any concept money, they will waste the money. They will waste the money.
I think we need to have a special time for this, because I find this particular topic very interesting. we'll have a special time for this. Then we'll be able to dissect more on this particular topic. My pleasure. So thank you very much, Mr. Habila Daniel Diko, and we are glad you accept this interview. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you for what, sir. For what you do, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. God bless you. Yeah, God bless you. So bye. Thank you.